Oh God, help me to get out of this situation. Oh God, help me to get out of this bad situation. Oh God, help me to get out of this bad situation. Guys, have you have you noticed that sometimes we're always praying prayers after the adversity? We're praying prayers to get ourselves out of bad situations. There is a different type of prayer. There is a different approach to prayer, something that I call the preventative prayer. It's not to say that we'll never go through adversities, not to say that we'll never have choppy waters. It's not to say that issues and circumstances and situations that are difficult to deal with will never come our way if we pray this prayer, but it does set you up to, as I say, have an anchor to your soul. Today, guys, in the I Am the Possible universe, I want to talk to you about anchoring, dropping anchor, setting an anchor before the adversity. What do I mean by that? Guys, I love fishing. I love fishing. And one of the things that you do as a fisherman, right, especially if you have a boat, right? Fishing is phenomenal when you have a boat. Well, one of the things that you do is once you get into your boat and you get out into the waters, right? Watch the analogies. Once you get out into the waters, you then find a very calm place to be while it's still calm. And once you found a nice place to be, you think some nice fish are in that area. The first thing that you want to do before you drop your nets, before you drop, before you cast off, before you start eating your lunch, before you do anything else, you drop anchor. The very first thing you do is you drop an anchor before anything else. You want to get anchored. You want to solidify your position. You want to get rock solid so that if the weather happens to change during the time that you're fishing, during the time that you're on the water, if the weather chooses to change, if it begins to rain, if the wind begins to blow, if conditions change, your boat is already anchored. You've already decided where you want to be. You've already decided where you want to remain and where you want to stay. And many times I've gotten out on that water and we've anchored down and the winds begin to blow because at 7 a.m, everything is calm. But then as the day progresses, the water begins to get choppy and it begins to do things like this. And the other boats, they start getting on the water, right? And their waves are coming over to you and it's knocking your boat and you're doing the dance in the boat, man. You're doing the dance in the boat, but you're anchored down. The same is true in prayer, guys. Many times we're waiting for the adversity. We're waiting for the choppy waters before we get with God. We're waiting for the winds to blow before we get with God. We're waiting for the boat to almost capsize before we're saying, oh God, oh Heavenly Father, oh Jesus. Guys, I'm not making fun of, and I'm not bagging on the get me out of it prayer. I just want to bring some light. I just want to illuminate. I just want to bring to the forefront this idea, this concept of the preventative prayer, not preventing the problems of life, preventing you from drifting, preventing you from capsizing, preventing you from giving up and giving in, because the wind is going to do what the wind's going to do. The water is going to do what the water is going to do. But are you anchored? Because if you're not anchored before the adversity hits, just like in that boat, if I'm not anchored down, if I haven't already dropped anchor, then guess what? The boat begins to move with the waves. The waves are knocking me over. So I begin to move and I begin to drift. And I look up and before I know it, like a blink of an eye, I'm off my mark. I'm yards away from where I began. And many times in life, guys, we find ourselves yards away from where we began, yards away from where we would want to be, the ideal position that we desire, that God desires, right? I want to continue to draw this analogy between this boat and our lives, this water and the cares and the concerns and the conditions of our lives, guys, because I see so many people asking for prayer. And this is not wrong. Hear me and hear me good. It is not wrong to say, hey, pray for me. I'm going through. Pray for me. This is a difficult season. Pray for me. My situation is bad, right? I'm doing bad out here. Pray for me. There's nothing wrong with the prayer to get you out, the prayer to break through, the prayer to give you strength for today. There's nothing wrong with those prayers. They have their place and they have their time. I'm just bringing light to the fact that that's not the only way that we can approach God. That's not the only way that we can do this thing called prayer. We don't have to only pray to get out. We can pray to remain in position, anchored down, and not tossed all over like a boat that's not anchored down, guys. I was reading a book of mine. It's a book called Just This, right? I don't know if you guys can see this or not. It's a beautiful book by Father Richard Roy. And one of the things that he says in it, and my wife and I, we were talking about it just the other day. I'll read just this one line. He says, people often ask me, how long should I pray each day? He says, I usually answer as long as it takes to get rid of the junk. As long as it takes to get rid of the junk. What he's referring to in this book is the idea that many times we wake up in the morning with junk on us, right? I don't know about you, right? Drop me a hashtag, me too, right? If you wake up sometimes and you're just bombarded with the junk of life, the clutter of life. Shout out to my man PI. He did an amazing live video. It was either this morning. Yeah, actually it was this morning about clearing the mental clutter, right? Shout out to my man PI, Pierre Ingram, a phenomenal poet. And he went live this morning talking about clearing the mental clutter. Well, in this book, right? Letting go of the junk, right? Letting go of the junk. How long do I pray? Long enough to let go of the junk. Many times we wake up and we have junk on our minds, guys. Have you been there? You wake up in the morning and it's the to-do lists. It's the what you forgot to do yesterday list. It's the what you got to get done today list. It's what you feel, right? Oh man, I feel crappy. Or oh man, I'm getting up on the wrong side of the bed. Or oh man, today's going to be a horrible day. I don't know what it is for you, but can you relate to just waking up and your mind, you're just bombarded with ideas and information and things that you got to get done and things that you didn't do, regrets and all of this stress and anxiety and fear and worry and blah, 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 all that clutter. And you just start your day and you rush headlong right into all of that junk. And you haven't taken time to pause, to let that junk clear that junk out the way. And a part of the preventative prayer that I'm talking about, God, I acknowledge that I got all this going on. I feel all these feelings. I have all these ideas, but I'm going to pause. I'm going to let them wash away for a moment. And then I'm going to ask you, what are you saying? What do you want from me? Where are you leading me? Where are you guiding me? How do you want me to show up for today? What are we going to do today? That's an amazing prayer, guys. Asking God, what are we going to do today? Yeah. As his co-creator, right. As an expression of God, right. As an extension of God, asking him, what are we going to do today? God, how do you want me to think? How do you want me to prioritize? Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to share? Who do you want me to connect with? What do you want me to do? How does today play out? Oh God, oh God, oh God. Guys, what that does is it clears the clutter for a moment and say, wait a minute, before you bombard me, before you get on my radar, before you overtake my day, before you stress me out and worry me to death, before you just bombard me and just bog me down, before you become baggage and junk and luggage that I got to carry around all doggone day, before we do all of that, I'm going to prioritize God's voice. I'm going to prioritize his agenda, his instructions, his intentions for me for the day. And that anchors your soul. It anchors you. It anchors you. Because the truth is, when we wake up and we're all over the place right? And today's video, I just want to put the name up right there. Set anchor before the adversity. Set anchor before the adversity. Because what happens is we wake up and we're all that junk is going on. And guys, we never get a chance to set the anchor. You never get a chance to set the anchor. Aren't you tired of that? Aren't you tired of not setting anchor? Aren't you fed up? Aren't you tired of life having you just aren't you tired of it? Like, I'm tired of it for you. I'm tired of it. I don't want it. I don't want to be tossed around, Raggedy Ann, just tossed around by my neck, right? Life just doing you any old type of way. Guys, we can anchor, set anchor, drop anchor before the adversity. And one of the ways that you do that is by waking up with the consciousness to prioritizing this preventative prayer. And you're speaking to the junk, man. You're speaking to this stuff. You are going to clear out of it's like having a closet, right? You ever had one of those closets where you just threw everything in it? You just threw everything in it. And then you go to open up the door one day and just everything falls out of the closet, right? It's just a scat. It's just everything is in there. Guys, this junk that we wake up to, it's taking up space and it's busting at the seams of our mental capacity. Aren't you tired of feeling like a closet just full of junk and each day just shoves more junk in it and you're just trying to close the door to keep it all in there and it's busting at the seams? And you need space. You need space. You need time. You need to, as we say, clear our heads. But I'm not pointing the finger. Let me stop that. We're so consumed. We're so consumed with the cares and that's why God tells us, man, cast those cares upon me, right? He says, care for you. Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, all of you who are tired, stressed out, rigid and rugged on your life. Cast all that junk on me. Come to me. I'll give you rest. He says, my yoke is easy. My burden is light. Guys, this junk that we're carrying, the adversities of life that we're carrying, the going out on the water, not anchored down and letting life do you like, that's turbulence, man. That's turbulence. And I don't know about you, but turbulence causes seasickness, man. Turbulence causes confusion, calamity. It causes chaos. It causes so much fear and trepidation. And for some of us, that's how our lives are. Always caught up in fear and trepidation. Always stressed out, always weighted down. I just wanted to come by to tell you today, set the anchor before the adversity. Don't wait. Don't wait till it gets bad. Don't wait till it gets bad to try to pray yourself out. No. As we like to say in business, be proactive, right? As much as it's a preventative prayer, it's a proactive prayer. If you're live or on the replay, drop me that hashtag, proactive prayer. Proactive prayer. Be proactive. Get ahead of the adversity and position yourself in God where you want to be. Peace, satisfaction, joy, happiness. You feel me? Get rooted, get grounded, man. Drop your freaking anchor, man, where you want to be and get your boat solidified. Get your boat anchored down while it's still calm. So when it gets rocky, when the water gets choppy, you won't go nowhere. And if I'm speaking to you today and it's already choppy, it's already all over the place, then I want to encourage you as a first step, acknowledge that you still have control over what's going on in here. Pain is out here. Suffering is in here. We may have to endure some pain, but you don't have to suffer. You can choose in here to give those cares over to God first. And if you're bombarded, you can tell that junk wait a minute. I'm getting with my God. He's going to tell me how to deal with you, right? Don't let that junk continue to clutter and confuse and complicate and cause chaos in your life, guys. Set your anchor before the adversity while it's still calm. And if it's already choppy, then decide today to clear the space and calm your own storm within, your own storm here and the one here. Take the initiative, be proactive, calm it down by the grace, the mercy, and the strength of God by telling that junk, wait a minute, getting in that space where you can anchor yourself in God's love. I pray that something I've said, something I've shared, something I've illustrated has met you where you are. Listen, guys, I love you. I'm praying for you guys. I'm believing in you guys. Let me say what up to some of these people over here. PI is in the building. What's going on, boy? PI said live. Yes, yes. Shout out to you, man. You had the same content this morning. I feel you, brother. PI says, my brother. PI says, thank you so much for what you do for us, man. My pleasure, brother. My pleasure, man. Absolutely 100. Heath says, a man much wiser than I used to tell me, first of all, pray. Never do anything before you have first of all prayed. That's wise counsel, brother. That's wise counsel. That's what's up. Thank you, Heath. I appreciate that, man. That's wise counsel, brother. HP, what's going on with your boy? Anchor, hashtag anchor. Anchor yourself. PI says, I love you. I love you too, my brother. Heath says, proactive prayer. Yes, yes, indeed. Guys, that's it. That's my time. I love y'all, praying for y'all, believing in you guys. And until next time, guys, please, please, please anchor yourself, guys. Let me stop this one here. Anchor yourself, guys. Anchor yourself before the adversity. Don't wait till the waters get choppy, guys. All right. Have an amazing day. Peace out.